Park Jimin was injured, Jungkook made a shocking confession, and a mysterious woman changed everything. Is this the end of BTS's era of transparency? In the world of K-pop, especially when it involves big names like BTS, every whisper can become a storm, and every silent step can spark waves of speculation. But nothing could have prepared ARMY, BTS's global fan community, for the string of emotional surprises that hit them in recent weeks. Starting from the shocking report regarding Jimin's health condition in military camp, to the mysterious appearance of a woman allegedly having a personal connection with Jungkook, and possibly with both of them. What is truly happening behind the military barracks fences? And why do both of them seem to be hiding something? The first news that shook the entertainment world came from South Korea's 5th Military Division. An internal report that leaked to the media mentioned that Jimin had sustained a minor injury during intensive physical training. Though not serious, this news became an emotional blow for fans who had been waiting for good updates from their idol currently undergoing mandatory military service. Even more surprising, in his official statement delivered through a closed military platform, Jimin stated that the injury wasn't only physical, but also a result of emotional pressure and personal burdens that couldn't be expressed. That statement immediately opened the door to various speculations. Was the emotional wound merely due to military pressure? Or is there something deeper, more personal, and more secret? Not long after that statement circulated, the internet was shaken by the spread of a blurry photo. Taken from a distance, the image showed two male silhouettes in uniform standing next to a woman in civilian clothes outside the military barracks. Based on body posture and haircut, many believe that the two men were Jimin and Jungkook. What made this photo more intriguing was their body language, as if they were engaged in a serious conversation, but with a closeness that was unusual by military standards. Who is this woman? And how could she be in such a restricted environment? An internal military source, who refused to be named, mentioned that the woman had indeed entered the base under special permission. She wasn't part of the staff, nor an official family member of any military personnel. There are rumors that she came to meet someone very important to her, or even two people, said the source. Not long after the photo went viral, an old clip from Jungkook's live session on Weverse resurfaced. In the video, Jungkook appeared calmer than usual, his smile gentle, and his voice soft as he said, "There's someone who always brings me peace, but I can't talk about them right now." The clip, once seen as casual, is now being reanalyzed by fans. Was it a hidden confession? The situation escalated when a netizen discovered that a few months before enlisting, Jimin and Jungkook were seen together at a luxury jewelry store in Gangnam. They bought 2 rings at the same time, without being accompanied by managers or official agency staff. Were they just friendship rings? Or symbols of something greater, more personal? The revelations didn't stop there. Another report mentioned that the two were once involved in an argument inside the camp. They didn't speak for 2 days. That was unusual for them, revealed a fellow platoon member. However, on the 3rd night, they were seen sitting under a tree, talking intensely with high emotional intensity, and the next day, as if nothing had happened, they were close again. In the midst of this mysterious situation, the ARMY community is divided. Some believe that their closeness and interactions are merely part of an emotional bond as friends, something very human after years of being together under the pressure of fame. But others are beginning to suspect that maybe, just maybe, the two are involved in a deeper personal dynamic, and the woman in the blurry photo is the key to all the unanswered questions. The most shocking part is the emergence of a non-celebrity woman's name, someone previously unknown to the public, but now increasingly mentioned across various forums. Said to be an art teacher outside Seoul, the woman has a very private background. But some fan accounts managed to connect her presence with several small clues. An old Instagram post showing her near the BTS concert venue in Japan, a bracelet identical to one Jungkook owns, and a now-deleted post showing Jimin's favorite flowers neatly arranged on a dining table. When asked for clarification, HYB Entertainment only gave a brief statement. We will not comment on speculation involving our artists' personal lives. A response that seemed to deepen the mystery rather than comment. On the other hand, the psychological impact on fans is quite significant. Across discussion forums, many ARMY expressed their disappointment. Not because Jimin or Jungkook might be in a relationship, but because all this time they felt they were given hope that the bond between idol and fan was special, open, and sincere. But the reality that there might be a part of their lives never shared has made some feel lost. Yet, some responded more maturely. They're human. They have the right to love, to hide, and to live their personal lives. If they're happy, isn't that enough? Wrote one senior ARMY on Twitter, met with tens of thousands of retweets and empathetic comments. Now, the question is no longer who the woman is, but how Jimin and Jungkook will respond to the storm of speculation. Jimin, who has hinted slightly through his statement about emotional pressure, might speak further. Jungkook, with his calm demeanor, might choose silence, as usual. But for ARMY, this uncertainty becomes its own test. Are they ready to accept that their idols don't just belong to the stage, but also to someone's heart? And more importantly, will the love and devotion over the years remain the same after this veil of mystery slowly lifts? Time will tell. But one thing is certain, the K-pop world will never be the same again. However, amid the emotional storm, the most important question to ask now is, did all of this really happen? Or is this merely a constructed narrative created to revive media spotlight on these two global icons currently taking a break from the entertainment world? The widely spread news about Jimin's emotional condition, Jungkook's personal interactions, and the involvement of a mysterious woman in the military environment has so far not been officially confirmed by any related party. Even though various video clips, blurry photos, and bits of information have spread massively on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter, can the public truly rely on social media as a source of truth? It must be acknowledged that the world today moves in a rapid and unfiltered stream of information. Anyone can upload anything, anytime, without going through journalistic verification. Therefore, it's very important for the public, especially BTS's loyal fans, to not just be consumers of information, but also critical interpreters of every narrative that emerges. Is this truly part of two idols' human dynamic trying to protect their personal lives amidst public pressure? Or is it rather a maneuver by the entertainment industry to maintain relevance for two big names during their silent military service? One aspect that must be scrutinized is the timing of this news' spread. Why did this issue arise precisely when BTS members are inactive in entertainment? Why are most of the sources used coming from social media and community forums, not from high-credibility investigative reports? Is this a form of covert promotion? Or just emotional clickbait meant to keep public attention on BTS during their hiatus? Furthermore, the presence of the mysterious woman in the military environment, which became the spark of this controversy, must also be seriously questioned. Who took that photo? In the context of South Korea's highly secure military, how could someone take such a picture and spread it without legal consequences? Questions like these are not just important, but crucial in distinguishing fact from illusion. If there truly is a personal relationship involving Jimin and Jungkook, they certainly have the right to that privacy. But if this issue is in fact a form of manipulation or engineered information aimed at shaping public perception, then here is where we must draw a clear line between the right to know and collective manipulation. In other words, do we really want the truth, or are we just enjoying the thrill of the possibility? Fans, especially ARMY, must reflect on their position in this dynamic. Is the love and support given all this time rooted in respect for BTS's work and personality, or rather in the illusion that they would never change, never love someone else, and never live outside the camera's spotlight? In this post-truth era, truth is often not determined by data and verification, but by emotions and the viral power of information. So we invite readers not only to ask, is this true, but more deeply, why do we so want this to be true? Is there a certain satisfaction in imagining our idols living secret lives? Or on the contrary, Is there a deep disappointment when they show that they are just ordinary humans, with love and secrets they cannot share with the public? This is the moment of reflection truly needed, not just for BTS fans, but for all social media users who are flooded daily with information without knowing where to find the truth. Have we become a society that believes more in popular narratives than in verified processes? The news currently circulating about Jimin and Jungkook is not official news from any trusted institution or agency. These pieces of information originated from fanbase accounts, community forums,